Hi everyone. In this video, I would like to talk about policing in America and how it can be different versus what it is today. So, like I said in my description, I'm an angel of the Lord, but I didn't realize that until I died about a year and a half ago. Um, but before that, I lived a mostly normal life, normal for like a broken family in a way. Um, and I worked security for most of my life. My first job was working security for the Michigan State Police Department. After that, I worked security for Chrysler under a contractor, and then I worked security for a military company, a company that does business with the military. And throughout all my experiences, I met a lot of people in the security industry that are just pieces of trash, and like they're just not good people. Probably plagued by demons. Some of them were like walking demons. That's what I called them. Because these people are just walking demons, walking in the wrong path, treating people like crap. I was treated like crap. Being transgender, I was around a lot of people in Michigan that see that as like a negative thing, as like a gross thing. Um, I got discriminated against. I filed for a lawsuit in Chrysler because they refused to use my pronouns. People refused to work with me because they thought I had some cooties or something like that. But that didn't go anywhere. Um, and by the time that it could have went somewhere, it was 3 years later when I've already made peace with that because I don't hold grudges. So I've learned not to do that. But anyways, I worked security for a long time, and during my career working security, I've applied for a lot of police jobs. I used to run my own nonprofit, is what I wanted to do, with the Detroit Police Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Detroit. I was kind of running my own project, and I wanted to make it into a job, but it just never really went anywhere. And then after I transitioned, nobody wanted to work with me anymore. So I did a lot of work for the FBI. I was a FBI informant, I guess you could say. I helped them with their intelligence when they did their RICO acts, but I never got any credit for it, and nobody cared because a lot of people in the police field are toxic people. So I've learned through applying for the Detroit Police Department, Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol, um, and a number of other police jobs, the U.S. Park Police, that they don't want good officers. What they're looking for are human beings that function robotically, that will obey command, that never second guess themselves, that have a hard time putting themselves in other people's shoes. They want robots that just read the law and go with it, and whatever that means, that's what it means. If the law says X, Y, Z, then that's what it is. Let's say the state made a law to arrest people that are gay. They would arrest people that are gay without questioning. Look what happened with the people with immigration. I support some of it. If you're in this country illegally in America, then yes, you get deported. But they're taking it way further, and they're deporting people who are here legally, that they've legally given these rights to, and they're not giving people a chance that are refugees and asylum seekers. Because I used to work for the UN, and I know the difference between an asylum seeker, a refugee, and an economic migrant. Okay? Now, a lot of illegal immigrants, they probably have a case for being a refugee or an asylum seeker, but now they're not being given a chance. They're being deported. People who are here illegally are being deported. People that I used to work for when I worked with kids with autism, they're from Nicaragua or El Salvador or someplace else, and now they're at risk of being deported when they've lived here legally for a decade, over a decade. So what are the police departments looking for? They're looking for people who are narcissistic, sociopathic, and psychopathic. I can tell you that for a fact. I was interrogated for 9 hours for the border patrol. I never lied, not one time. But according to their polygraph test, I failed it, along with a lot of other people fail it. Like over 60% of people fail this test. So they're screening out all the good people, and they're hiring all these people that are pretty evil. I can just say pure evil. People that want power over other people. People that want to inflict pain on other people. People who think they're the punisher, and it's their job to punish people. That's not what a police officer should do. If you ask me what should be done about the police situation in America, it should be that people are drafted. Because I think the best cop is like somebody who doesn't want to be a cop. That's my take. So they should just draft people into it. And draft people for a short time, 2 years. You serve 2 years, and it's just a random draft pulled from everyone in the population, just like we have a military draft in case that needs to happen. There can be a police draft. And whoever gets drafted to join the police forces, well, that's what you gotta do. You gotta serve your country for 2 years. And if you like it, you can stay. And if you don't like it, you can go. And that's how I think it should be done here in America. Because they're hiring all the wrong people. And there's some good departments out there. There's few and far between some good departments out there. But what you're seeing in America over the last probably 20 years, I mean, there's always been police corruption in America. But ever since 9/11, there's been this system in place that's hiring all the wrong people. And I can tell you that for a fact. I've met many of these people. They just don't care. They don't want to help people. They want to hurt people. They want to oppress people. This country used to stand for freedom, but now it doesn't. There's not much justice out there in our justice system. So a good way to bring order to this country and hurt people would probably respect police officers a lot more if they knew that they were drafted. If they knew that they were serving their country, not because they wanted to, but because they had to. That's what I think policing in America should be, and I think it'll get rid of a lot of problems that we have. Because you can be the craziest, most unstable criminal person, and if your mom or dad was in the FBI or the police department, well, there's a job for you. It doesn't matter. You can be the most despicable human being, but if your dad was a police officer, you can get a job too at the department or the federal government. That's all just a big top-down mess. And that's my take. And it's been like that for a long time, especially the federal governments. So let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And maybe we can change the situation in the future. You never know. I'm serving as the Lord's messenger, so he picked me. And guess what? I'm the perfect person for the job because I never wanted it in the first place. I don't want to do this. But he is making me live here, so I'm doing these videos. So if you made it this far, I'd appreciate a like or a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.